Hi, it's Candy. Welcome to the Art of Planning, where we know planning is pretty, it's on purpose, and it's powerful. And if you can't tell, all of the dogs in the house, the ones outside, the neighbors' dogs, everybody decided right now that it would be a good time to bark. So we're just going to hope that they decide it's a good time to not bark too really quickly. That's usually not an issue. So I wanted to share with you the layout for the very last week in October. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know if you saw one of the last videos I did, but I couldn't find the last week in October, and I was even confused as I went to do it. The location was just funny. It was actually in the first week of November. I mean, that shut down. October shut down. And I just could not for the life of me find the last week of October. So when I finally just decided to give up and go on, I did locate it, and it was in the first week of November. So this is the layout that I did for the last week in October, and it's just crazy to me to think that we are even at that time yet. But here we are, and this is what I did with it. We don't officially celebrate Halloween as a holiday. I mean, it's nothing to get into for sure, but we have never done that. So, and oh my gosh, I've seen some of you guys' Halloween layouts, and they are so adorable. I just think they're precious. But this is what I did to come up with that. And I will tell you right now, most all of the stickers are from A Heartfelt Life. I mean, probably 98% of them are from A Heartfelt Life. Love the colors, love the way that she gave homage to Halloween within this set, and that, you know, I kind of went there with it. I mean, anyway, I'm not going to go into the Halloween thing, but I did it mainly in the green, the orange, and the purple colorations, and then there was some black thrown in. That was fun. I love the color combinations. Had a really good time with it. This to-do list down the left side of the page, that is from Tiger Lily Creations, and that worked real well over here. It also gave me some more lined places to write, and then it also pulled in the color scheme also. So that worked really well for me. And then these few words that I put in that are written kind of in the reverse, they're white words on a black background. Those came from the Tim Holtz line of words. So those were kind of fun also. I added those in also. One of the first things I did was I about decided that I need more of a plan before I start decorating. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I think I'm going to work on getting a design layout and then being able to stick with that more. Right now, it seems like I truly design with a blank slate in mind, and that's almost a hindrance because it's just all about, how do I want this to fall together? How do I want that together? If I put this orange here, then what am I going to do with the rest of that, and how's that going to work with the Tuesday before and the Thursday after? On every Tuesday, that is a set trip out of town, but it kind of all depends on if I'm going to be gone or if my sister's going to be gone. So I'm careful with that every Tuesday, and it kind of depends on my Tuesday what I do with the layout. So anyway, that's always a consideration there, and that also kind of depends on how my Wednesday is going to play out. So I think I should be a little more careful of how I plan and make it a little bit more of a strategic plan that I can put in place every week, and then it won't take me quite so long to plan. I'll know a little bit more how I will use my stickers, and then that was the first thought that came to me, and the second thought was, will that be boring? I don't know. I'm going to have to play with that concept a little bit also. So anyway, I also told you not too long ago that I asked Maria at Heartfelt Life if she would do the hydrate stickers for me in solid colors. I love the way that that has worked out. I really like the way that that has worked out. So that is what you see here. I'm not sure if she's added them to her site like that or not, but I really like the way that that has worked out. So these are the washi tapes that I used. One thing I did do was I decided, shoot, I could just go crazy with the colors this week. So this was, I don't own any washi tape that's purple, which is, I don't know how I've missed that, but so I did pull this out and it played to the purple a lot more than I thought that it would. So it's kind of a dark pink with purple sunbursts. So it really ended up being a purple color. I used that at the top and I kind of divided the days off. I usually try to separate the weekend as kind of an entity to itself. So this ended up being my purple and I love the way it turned out. Other than that, there is nada purple in my washi collection, which is kind of weird. Then at the bottom, I knew that I was going to use this Harlequin orange color. This has really been a lot more versatile than I would have ever thought. Then I was left with, if you remember, there are two other colorations in here. You see this darker orange right here, and then there was another lighter orange in here. I knew that some of that would be covered up. Again, my original thought was to go with my little whiteout little runner gun. Well, whoever knows where that is, I could not for the life of me find it, and I spent most of yesterday trying to organize my studio. Couldn't find that. But anyway, I knew that that wasn't necessary everywhere, and again, as I played each day out, I could see where I would need to use it and that I wasn't going to have to use it a lot. But I really think I might like knowing more how I'm going to put my stickers. Anyway, I'm going to play with that the rest of the year. And then I'll know if I need to be a little more precise with the way that I want to order my stickers, or if that will be too boring. I'm not sure. Then the other things that I used was I used this dotted green, it's kind of a lime green washi. I used it over here. And when I use this and it needs to cover something, I do have to use a second layer on top of it. I don't mind that, but that was kind of fun. The only place that's used is right there. And then I also used the skinny green washi. The only place I ended up using that also was right here on the weekend section. And then I also used this other really fun, it's kind of an abstract orange. And I put that underneath the purple on the weekend section. It's really not that thin. I just ripped it off right then, but it's great to work with. I did lay down 2 layers of it. I didn't need to cover anything up, but I was not exactly sure what I was going to do, how the banner was going to work, where it needed to go, so I just laid 2 layers on it, okay? So those were the washi. I used, 5 different colors? And that was really fun. I knew that it was just going to be kind of an explosion of colors with this. So that was really, really fun. I did the top headers first. I did the bottom section next. Then I put my hydrate stickers down. Then I did put this to-do list to see how far up that it was going to go. I knew I wanted to use a big coffee mug. I did not know how large that coffee mug was going to be. So again, I put the orange Harlequin print behind to cover up that thought box. You know, I usually end up covering that up. Do you guys? That would be a great thing if I could figure out how to use it. But I always cover it up, and that kind of defeats the purpose. So I love these big coffee mugs. Marie has a page of the large, the small, I can't remember if there's a medium size, but they're all different colors and they're so much fun to work with. I put some flags over here, and I also put a longer flag here to try to make this more cohesive so it would look more like it came with the rest of the group. So I really like the way that turned out. Then what I did was I started on Monday, and I knew for sure I'm going to have a full day tomorrow. There is one bill that I must remember to get paid, so I put that there specifically, and then I knew I had a lot of things to do tomorrow. Tuesday, I will be out of town. I want to remember to mark that down. I know I have some specific things to do if we have time when we were out of town. And then I also know when we get back, some things that I need to get taken care of there. So that leads to a Wednesday that's very full, and that will have specific to-do things here in the studio, and they're going to be targeted, focused things that have to do, that have to get done. And that will most certainly lead us to a Thursday that has quite a few things that need to get done. Friday, we'll see how that plays out, but for the most part, there will probably be a lot of things on Friday that need to be done also. So that's why that's pretty much filled with lined places that I can write and put down tasks that need to be done and taken care of. Then we get to the weekend. That is probably going to be just a more fun, a more laid back time. As it needs to be filled in with things, we will do that. So it's very open and very available to put tasks in, to put appointments in, to put trips in, to put all sorts of things in. Sunday afternoon is open for planning time. I usually do that late afternoon or early evening. So that's where the little journal is. That's where we'll write. That's where I'll write what I want to do. So that's kind of how that all falls together. So it looks like it should have been easy to get it going, to get it in, to get it fit. It was not that easy. I will tell you, and I've mentioned this before, these half boxes work so perfectly at the bottom of this. I saw somebody's layout or the picture on Instagram or something, and they had utilized the half boxes at the very bottom here. I've considered that. I think it's a great use of that space, and yeah, I really consider that and think that that's something great to get done, in which case you're going to use your washi from the bottom of the boxes up if you want to use washi at the bottom. But that's a great use of space. It's something that you'd know you could do every week. You'd know you needed on stock in your hands, those type of stickers. It would help you with your planning. It'd help you get your design done every week. It would just, I mean, that would certainly be something you knew every week, on focus, on purpose, to get done in your layout. So I think that would be a great start to it. You know, it's just, do you want to be that focused? Do you want to get it done quickly? Do you want to play with it and be more artistic and have more fun? I don't know. It would be a toss-up. It's certainly worth exploring, I think. So that is the layout in this week from the 26th to November the 1st. That is so crazy, but we are all blessed to be able to be here and to get to enjoy this week. And I love this time of year. The weather's absolutely fabulous. We've got some fun things going on, and there's celebrations all over the place right now. So I celebrate that you joined me and took your time and watched this YouTube. And if you watched it and liked it, would you please give it a thumbs up? And if you can, subscribe to it. That helps us grow the channel. I am so tickled that you guys even found me and that you are here right now. And I do hope that there's some significant growth in the future. I mean, I just love doing this. It is so much fun. I'm happy you joined me. I hope that you do like what we're doing. And I've got so many, what I think are fun things to share. And I hope you join me for those too. So I hope I'll see you next time. Thanks and bye.